Hi, my name is Gowun. For this video, I watched a documentary. No, it's not like a documentary, it's like an interview about African American literature on YouTube. And then I am going to talk about the like brief main points and my thoughts in relation to the things that we discussed or read in class. So, yeah. So the interview in the interview there was a host and then there were three people appearing. They are Henry Louis Gates, an American literacy critic, Jamaica Kincaid, a novelist and essayist, and Nellie McKay. So the three people and the host talked about the overall like history also, and the book that they recently published. It's not like recently, it's kind of old interview and old book, but anyway, it was recent at that time. So the three main points that I saw was that I was able to capture was that when the host asked about Black experiences and Black writers and artists, um, Henry said that in the Black writers, artists, and people's novels or writings or their artworks, their quest for freedom and then quest for literacy were included. So, like, for the quest for freedom, Henry said, quote, Black people have engaged since 5 minutes after they got off the boat in 1619 in Virginia. So the quest for freedom was like it has been long while since from the ancestors of Black people to achieve freedom in the United States. So and then the by writing articles or books or artwork, or like I could also include like some songs too, but it's like kind of recent nowadays. Those Black people were trying to dismantle racism, slavery, and segregation. So like in the classroom we kind of wrote some books. So like for example, Native Son by Richard Wright, or Their Eyes Were Watching God, or like poems of Audre Lorde and Vances, or Between the World and Me. All of those writers, by writing those and like by writing those novels and also like poems, which are more like which include more of the herself's experiences and real life experiences. I was amazed that the authors were trying to reveal the truth, how hard was the ancestors to achieve freedom in this country, and then also try to remove racism, slavery, and segregation in this country. Those concepts were well shown through the artworks and then the poems and the other literary works. I was amazed that those writers were so brave that they can like tackle those stories, which could be a little bit subtle and a little bit sensitive in some cases. And then they talked that slavery was the birth of literary tradition. And then when the hosts say like, oh, like there are some cases or there are some writers who don't want to be called as Black writer, they want to be just dealt with or called with American writer. Like Henry, Jamaica, and Nellie both said that that is also true, but then they all have like, especially Black writers or Black people, they have mixed feeling, but then they belong in all. And Henry said that there's nothing to be like, it's not embarrassed, but like there's nothing to be like hidden from the fact that they're African American Black people. Instead, by telling them like they're Black people, they can convey more like realistic messages and like the realities of like how Black people like survived, or how Black people try to struggle with racism and slavery and segregation. Yeah. And then the last thing was that they talked about the vernacular, like their own languages. And then while I was listening to the three panels, like talking about the vernacular, like um, culture, yeah, culture, I was able to remember that in class we were talking about like African American language, AAL. And then we said that although it's also important for African American children to know the standard English, but we said, I remember that we said that it is also important to um, let the children know the African American language in a right way, I should say, like from their parents' education or something like that. That it shouldn't. It is also like a part of their culture that was kept from long time ago from their ancestors. And I also thought that it is important for the outsiders, not outsiders, but like people who are not African Americans to like be careful when they like try to say vernacular thing or African American language, because I think some of the words like African American languages, it could be sensitive to like when African American themselves hear it from like people from other ethnic backgrounds. Thank you.